Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I am going to be ranking 10 of my newest drugstore purchases. I recently went to Walmart and purchased a bunch of things that were either new or just new to me. One of the products I actually didn't get at Walmart, I got it at Ulta, but it is an e.l.f. product. They most likely have it or will have it at Walmart as well. So I bought a bunch of things that just piqued my interest. I tried them for a couple of days and now I'm going to rank them from best to worst. No, that's wrong. I'm going to be ranking them from worst to best. However, I wouldn't necessarily say worst to best because the products I have at 8, 9, and 10 aren't bad products. I just don't love them. And since we're doing a ranking, clearly I prefer the ones you're going to see later in the video over the ones I'm going to talk about right now. So let's start with what came in at number 10, aka my least liked product. So at Walmart, Revolution has an entire new category of even more affordable products. It's called Relove by Revolution. This is called Concealer and Contour Palette. And this palette retails for $2.98. I was going to tell you which shade I purchased, but I had to peel off the entire sticker backing in order to open it, so I don't really know what shade I have. I believe it's the light palette. So in this little palette, you get 4 concealer shades and 2 supposedly contour shades. I didn't really like much about this, except for the fact that you do have several options for concealer colors. The contours just didn't work for me. Both shades are just way too orange to be a contour, in my opinion. And while I do like the shades of the concealer, they just didn't, number one, cover much, and number two, they just felt sort of dry on my under eyes. This brand may just be geared for a much younger demographic than myself. I could see this palette working well for someone with very few fine lines, very little to cover by way of dark circles or discoloration. But for those of you who are my demographic, 40, 50 plus, I think you should save your $3 and go for either the Catrice concealer that I've talked about in other videos. That one I purchased on Amazon for $6. The shade I purchased is still $6. However, from what I've heard, the price fluctuates based on what shade you're purchasing, which is a little strange, but that's how Amazon does things sometimes. So I really like the Catrice concealer. I like the Makeup Revolution IRL filter concealer, and I believe I paid $8 to $10 for that one. So in my opinion, you should save your $3 and put it towards a better quality product. In at number 9 is a mascara. If you watch my videos regularly, you are aware that I have very fine, short blonde lashes, and that is one of the main reasons why I use falsies almost every single day. There are some mascaras that I've tried, both at the drugstore and high-end, that do give me pretty nice lashes that I feel like I can, go run errands without having to put on any false lashes. And I've spoken about lash growth serums in the past. I've heard stories from both ophthalmologists and from other people who have been in the cosmetic chemistry industry that there is an ingredient in lash growth serums that can, number one, discolor light eyes, which I have, and they can also increase hollowness in this area over time with continued use. And that is with all lash serums, not just the ones that have specific ingredients in them. I do apologize, I can't think of the ingredient off the top of my head. And there are some lash serums that don't have this ingredient, but again, I was told that none of them are okay as far as potentially causing hollowness in this area. Not worth it to me. I will just pop on some falsies. But I digress. Back to the mascara. This is the e.l.f. Lash Beats Defining and Lengthening Mascara. A lot of people were calling this a dupe for the Benefit Roller Lash, which I was never a huge fan of in the first place, so I don't know why I thought that this would wow me. It does have a very similar applicator to the roller lash. It does have those small rubberized bristles on the applicator, and I personally prefer just traditional mascara wands over these rubberized ones. They just give me a lot more volume. These often give me length, the rubber bristles, but then the other type of applicator gives me more volume, and I need both. Here is what my lashes looked like after 2 coats. I have it on one eye, and honestly, I don't even think you can tell I have mascara on that one eye. There's such a slight difference, and again, that is 2 coats. It is a very dry mascara. I don't like my mascaras to be too wet when they go on, but I also don't want them to be so dry that I feel like I just have to go in and go in and go in to get any pigment on my blonde lashes. Now, that's not to say that the formula won't sort of, I wanted to say wetten up, but that's not a word. Maybe I should say it has potential to become less dry, because as we all know, after mascaras sit for a few days or a week, they do change a little bit. The consistency changes, and sometimes they get a lot better. Sometimes they get worse, but in my experience, they do get better. So I'll update you on this mascara. I'll keep trying it. Here's a photo of both of my eyes done with the mascara. I'm not getting a lot of volume. I'm not getting a lot of length. I immediately went and popped on my martini lashes that I created in collaboration with BK Beauty. In at number 8 is this Milani Keep It Full Lip Plumper. I really like the Milani Keep It Full Lip Plumpers. I have several of them. But when I was at Walmart, I saw a shade that looked very pretty that I did not own. It's called Nude Shimmer. So I bought it. And while I still think the formula is nice, the Keep It Full glosses tend to be very comfortable and shiny, not real sticky. This particular shade is just way too frosty. It also feels a little thicker than the other ones I have. And I don't really know what the explanation could be for that. So what I've been doing with this is just taking the slightest amount and dabbing it onto the center of my lips over another color and blending it in just to give my lips a slight iridescence and a little bit more fullness. And what I am currently wearing this over is the lip product I have coming in at number 7, which is another e.l.f. product. I believe these glossy lip stains have been out for a couple of months, but this is the first time I've ever purchased one. And the shade I purchased is called Power Mauve. I would not say this is a mauve at all. In my opinion, they should have named this Power Rose, not Power Mauve, because it's clearly very rosy. I'm going to put up the photo I showed while talking about the mascara, because in this photo, I am wearing the glossy lip stain alone. The reason why I'm not ranking this higher than number 7 is that I had a little bit of a difficult time applying it. It went on sort of unevenly, and a lot of stains do that, but it just took me so long to get what I felt was an even coating. And then it started kind of going outside my lip line. It just took way too long for me to do my lips using this product. And I have to use a lip liner with it. Well, to be fair, I always use lip pencils. It's not a big deal to me. But I just didn't like how long it took me to get it right, to get this lip look right. And I still feel like even now, it's sort of moving around on me, even though it's supposed to be a stain. I'm getting more of the glossy, which sometimes does go outside my lip lines, versus the stain, which is supposed to stain your lips. And it does stain your lips slightly. If I took a tissue right now and blotted my lips, I still would have a little bit of color left on them. Speaking of the color, I really do like the color. I am finding myself reaching a lot more often for rosy tones versus my pinky and peachy nudes that I used to always wear. In at number 6 is the Profusion Feel Good Skin Long Wear Perfector. This product contains hyaluronic acid. It offers medium to full coverage, natural satin finish with SPF 15. I really liked the packaging of this product, and I really liked that it said medium to full coverage, because if you know me at all, you know that I don't tend to reach for a lot of skin perfectors because they're usually not enough coverage for my comfort level. So yes, when I saw this claim to be medium full coverage and it was so affordable, I purchased it. And I went with the shade Medium 1, which I think is a good match. The packaging is fantastic, great for travel, but the first issue I had with this is that as soon as I opened it, it sort of oozed out and squirted everywhere, got all over my robe that I had just washed, and you know how difficult it can be to get makeup stains out of clothing. So that was a little frustrating. I'm glad I wasn't fully dressed already and had something other than my robe on. So I didn't love that. And even now it's oozing out the top. Now, as far as the foundation itself goes, or the Skin Perfector itself goes, I did really like it. I do really like it. It's just not great for oily skin. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I am pretty shiny. A lot shinier than I usually am on camera. And I had powdered right before I started filming, which was about 25 minutes or so ago. So to have this amount of shine at 25-ish minutes is a lot for me. I really like the coverage. I think it looks nice on my skin. It went on very similarly to a lot of high-end foundations I have. It didn't cling to any dry patches. It doesn't settle into fine lines. It does not accentuate my pores. The only problem is I'm super shiny. So for me, this ranks at number 6, but I do encourage those of you with combination skin or dry to slightly dry skin or normal skin, give this a try. And I realize that while I prefer medium to full coverage, a lot of you watching prefer sheer to medium or just sheer, so you might be put off by the description of this. However, I do believe that this would be a great product to mix in with a little moisturizer just to give you some coverage and give you a glow, because this does have a clearly glowy finish. Okay, coming in at number 5 are these press-on nails. These are from the brand Olive & June. They retail for around $10. And you can purchase them at Target, Walmart. I'm not sure about CVS and Walgreens, but I have definitely seen them at both Walmart and Target. I am absolutely loving these press-on nails. These are actually glue-on nails. Kiss makes some press-ons that you just peel the back off and then you just stick them onto the nail. I've spoken about those before. I've also talked about Glamnetic nails. I've talked about gel nails. But lately, I have just been sticking to the Olive & June. They offer a fantastic assortment of lengths and colors and designs. I really like the size of these. They're sort of a mid-length, small to mid-length, because that is what I find the most practical in my daily life. If I'm wearing longer nails, I have a more difficult time basically doing everything. Opening things, putting on my eye makeup, texting on my phone. Everything is just so much more difficult with really long nails, I think. A couple of other things I really like about this particular brand of press-on nails is that they do offer such a wide variety of shapes, widths within one package. I have very skinny nail beds, especially on my pinkies, and it's very difficult to find press-ons that are skinny enough to fit my nail bed. If they're too wide, that can sometimes look a little strange and be a little uncomfortable. I do not use the glue that comes with those nails though. I love this glue from Glamnetic. This is a brush-on glue. It is the best brush-on glue I have ever tried, and I have tried many. I just can't do the little squeezy tubes that they give in press-on nail kits or glue-on nail kits. I can't do it. The brush is so much easier, and I have found that if I take my time and I really press down each nail for 30 seconds, I can get this manicure to last me a full 2 weeks. Sometimes 10 days, once in a while a full 2 weeks. It depends on how often I go in my hot tub because the chlorine loosens them up a little bit. So for me, this has been the best combo. The Olive & June nails and the Glamnetic brush-on glue. The products I have in 5th place and 4th place sort of go together. It's what I have on my cheeks right now. In 5th place is this palette from Profusion. It is the blush number 1 palette. I have one of these Profusion contour palettes, and I really like it. I've used it in several videos over the years. And I thought this one looked really pretty. I love a pink blush. I love a rosy tone blush. I liked that a couple of these shades were shimmers. And today I am wearing a combination of these two pinky shimmer blushes on top of what I have ranked at number 4, which is the new e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Blush. I bought all 4 shades and my 2 favorite shades because I like a little bit more color. The other 2 shades I found just offered a little bit of a glow, not much by way of pigment. So Rosé You Slay and Berry Radiant are my 2 favorites. These really are an excellent alternative. Not a solid dupe, but an excellent alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wands. Today I've used Berry Radiant. The other day I used Rosé You Slay, and I did find the shade to be very, very similar to Pinkgasm from Charlotte Tilbury, which was sold out for months. If you are looking for that type of shade, that Pinkgasm shade that has that beautiful soft shimmer to it, then you've got to get your hands on Rosé You Slay. These do start off pretty sheer, so I did end up going in with a second layer before setting it, mostly in my highlight area, with these 2 shimmer blushes from this palette. The Charlotte Tilbury blush wands do have a locking mechanism, and while this one does turn, I don't think it locks the product. And the sponge tip applicator on the e.l.f. is a lot smaller than the one on the Charlotte Tilbury. This one, Berry Radiant, has not leaked on me, but Rosé You Slay has done what this Profusion foundation did. It just started oozing out of the top and it got very, very messy. I had to take a Kleenex and wipe off half of it because it just kept oozing out. Because you can see right now what's happening. I used the slightest amount of pressure and all of a sudden it's all just pouring out. I'm gonna try to use my phone to get some footage because I don't think this is capturing it. So here you can see how it just sort of oozed out the top. So in order to not waste it, I'm going to take a little bit on my finger, just the tiniest bit, and just add more blush, I guess. So you can see that it is buildable. I would just be very, very careful with how much pressure you use, even though I was, I think, pretty careful. I don't like that. I don't like when things ooze out the top. It's very frustrating because it wastes product. And then unless you clean off the top, if you go to put the cap on, the cap gets all messy. So now you might be thinking, Risa, the oozing is a pretty big drawback. Why do you have it ranked at number 4? Because it is such a pretty product. I really, really like the color. I like that it's such an excellent alternative to spending 40 plus on the Charlotte Tilbury because it does give you an extremely similar effect and color. So that's why I have it in at number 3. I think I said number 4 a moment ago, but this is ranked at number 3. Ranked at number 2 is this eyeshadow quad from CoverGirl. This is the Clean Fresh Clean Color in 262 Golden Toffee. I was floored by how much pigment these eyeshadows have, by how well they blended, by how well they lasted on my eyes. CoverGirl has never been known to have amazing eyeshadows. They had some decent eyeshadows, but not great by any means. These are great. At least this particular color story. I haven't tried any of the others, but based solely on my experience with this palette, I'm giving it an A+. This is such an excellent everyday color story. Some people may think, brown's a little boring. Yes, but if you only have a couple of minutes to do your makeup, this is the palette you're going to want to have in your everyday makeup bag. Please let me know in the comments if you have purchased and used one of these CoverGirl palettes in a different color story, and let me know which one that is and if you think I should try it. All right, ranked at number 1 is an eyeshadow stick. I do not talk about eyeshadow sticks hardly at all on my channel in my videos. However, this product from Hard Candy is my newest obsession. I believe I first heard about it from Emily Noel in one of her drugstore videos, and I almost passed right by it. I sort of stopped in my tracks at the makeup aisle in Walmart. I was looking right at the Hard Candy display, and I thought, there was a product that Emily Noel recently raved about. Oh, I think it was this Eye Def eyeshadow marker. So I purchased the shade Cold Brew, and I'm telling you, if you have blue or green eyes, run, don't walk to Walmart, or click down below in the description box of my video where all of these products will be listed and linked. Get yourself Cold Brew. I am wearing this along my lower lash lines. I also smudged a little bit on my lid before I topped it off with one of the shimmers from this palette. And oh my goodness, it made my eyes just pop. It lasts for hours. It doesn't irritate my eyes when I use it on the inner rims because I put it on the inner rims and along the lower lash line. Just used my finger to sort of smudge it out. I don't know about the other shades. I will be picking up other shades, but again, blue eyes, green eyes, you've got to get Cold Brew. It says here that it is budge proof, crease resistant, 12-hour wear. It's vegan and cruelty free. So there they are, 10 of my recent drugstore purchases ranked from 10 to 1. I really hope you all enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, I really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and join the Risa Does Makeup family. I do upload new content at least twice per week. You can also find more content from me over on Instagram and on TikTok. The username is the same on all platforms. It's Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.